Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a very interesting game with tons of anomalies that a lot of us aren't even familiar with or even know about. Here are 25 facts about Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 that you did not know. Number 1. Did you know that Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the start of the Kid Buu fight is not selectable anywhere in Xenoverse 2? He only appears as a non-playable character throughout various parallel quests. This is weird, considering how iconic this variation of Goku really is. It doesn't make the most sense, especially, but it's a huge bummer, because the outfit in which he would be able to go Super Saiyan 3 and only caps at Super Saiyan 1, making it impossible to control that version of Goku. This was also the case in the first game, but there we have Super Saiyan 2 instead. Who knows, maybe they'll drop an update and add another variation on the Goku where this version's playable. You never know. Number 2. Following up number 1, he is in fact controllable in the prologue to the Legend Story, though this is the only time you can control him without hacking. Though it was also like this in the first game, however. Number 3. Does it seem Ultra Instinct Goku dodges more when you fight him in parallel quests, rather than when you can control him? That is correct, actually, because when you fight Ultra Instinct Goku in some of the vanilla parallel quests, he has an unobtainable Super Soul on, allowing him to dodge any physical attacks, regardless of his movements, while the player can only dodge attacks while they're standing still and not moving at all. Number 4. Did you know that Majube's Innocence Breath is actually counted as a completely different skill in the game's code? This is because the animation at the beginning and the end of skill is different than the playable one. This version is actually unobtainable in normal play. Number 5. Preceding number 4 is, did you also know that every single one of Kid Oob's attacks, including Innocence Breath, are counted as different skills by the code with their own ID? This is noticeable with Oob Super God Fist and Dragon Fist being easier to combo into than all the other versions. Angry Hit and Energy Charge, as far as I know, is unchanged, but for some reason, it's counted as his own skill, even though it doesn't seem to function any differently than the original versions. Number 6. While on the topic of Majube, did you know that in the DLC 10 parallel quest, Oob's Ultimate Challenge, Majube uses the Innocence Breath in his outfit Majube's Clothes? This is not possible without hacking, as in the vanilla game, Majube actually has the Super Kamehameha wave on instead. Number 7. Did you know that when Goku charges the Spirit Bomb in various parallel quests throughout the game, he uses an unobtainable skill called the Spirit Bomb Tower, Time Patrol specific. All this skill does, however, is put him in the pose from the normal Spirit Bomb super attack that you can equip before he throws it. He stays like this until the game calls for him to throw it. Using the skill in-game through hacking will put you in that pose until you get KO'd. This was also the case in the first game, which is very, very interesting. Number 8. You all know the Crystal Rage, right? The 5v1 game mode? Well, in here you're given attacks previously thought to be unusable through normal play. While that might be semi-true, all the unusable skills, Marbling Drop, Peeler Storm, Gigantic Ki Blast, Bloody Sauce, Darkness Mixer, and Rage Saucer are all new skills with new IDs made specifically for this game mode, not the ones previously, as all of the skills act differently than the previous in-game version. For example, Peeler Storm is an evasive skill, while in normal play it's a strike super. Also with Peeler Storm, the sound cues are actually missing when you use it as an evasive skill, while when you use it as a super skill, the sound is very much there. So that is very, very interesting. Honestly, I'm surprised that happened, because you'd think with the playable version that one would have the sound, while the unplayable version doesn't. Very strange how that seemed to work out. Number 9. While on the topic, did you know that if you go into training mode as your CAC with a Raid Boss skill equipped, you get to have the Time Breaker aura? Yeah, pretty interesting. Because outside of training, other than Crystal Rage, you never get to have that aura or awakening skill anywhere else in the game. Number 10. We all know Vegeta, right? And how we can't use the Super Vegeta Awakening skill until you unlock his Cell Saga variation, correct? Yes, well, contrary to popular belief, in multiple parallel quests throughout the vanilla game, he actually goes Super Saiyan in his Saiyan Saga outfit from when he fought Goku, and his Namek Saga outfit from when he fought Frieza. This is impossible to do in vanilla gameplay. This one is a bummer, because you would really like to be able to use these variations of Vegeta yourself. They have functioning portraits and everything. Hey, you never know, maybe one day they will drop an update that makes these Vegetas playable, as I'm sure that is something a ton of players would like to see. Considering the novelty of the outfit is super high, it's always possible, and not to mention it looks sick as hell, which gives it a lot of bonus points. Number 11. In the parallel quest from DLC 10, Spirit Bomb Away, do you remember Android 21 kneeling as if she got poisoned? Well, this is an actual skill she carries in the game. This skill is dubbed as STN, or Satan, which is also Hercule's 3-letter code ID. Creepy, huh? I didn't know Android 21 was in a satanic cult. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you didn't want to learn it. Number 12. We all know Eternal Rival, right? The original hardest parallel quest from Xenoverse 1? Something interesting happened to this parallel quest in Xenoverse 2. We all know after defeating either Goku or Vegeta, a cutscene plays revealing their next form. Well, it wasn't always like this. If you look at footage of Eternal Rival from before DLC 6, I think I'm not completely sure of the timeline or when this changed, you will realize instead of playing cutscenes, the characters just spawn after them being defeated, which is very interesting. Though it is still like this in the first game if you want to check it out for yourself, or you can try finding a video warning, because I unfortunately have no footage of this occurring.
Good. It seems my power wasn't needed. I'm not done yet. Yeah. Show me your strength. I am being pushed? How is this possible? Allow me to show you the true power of a Saiyan elite. What's wrong? You're pretty good. That was one heck of a move.
Number 13. Did you know before DLC 1 came out, Goku from Namek without a shirt originally had full power energy wave on instead of breaker energy wave equipped? Looking at the original debut roster, you will notice it. After DLC 1 dropped, they switched it with breaker energy wave. Number 14. Similar to number 13 on our list, supervillain Golden Frieza, just like Goku, used to have a skill that he does not have now that got changed. Supervillain Golden Frieza used to have maximum charge instead of Dark Defector before DLC 4 dropped. It is unknown why this was changed, and especially why it was changed after Goku's change happened, but I assume it's because they wanted him to function just like the other supervillains. But once again, you can take a look at the debut roster and you will notice this change. Number 15. Did you know that Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta's Super Gallic Gun, and Gotank's Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack Ultimates actually have two variants instead of one? The differences are that Vegeta's Gallic Gun charges up automatically and takes less time, and Gotenks shoots his ghosts at you after creating them, but it also has its own unique animation, which is interesting. These skills are in the Hero Coliseum because in there you don't control the character's movements. Number 16. Do you guys find it weird how Super Saiyan God Goku doesn't have a red Kamehameha equipped in normal play? Well, in every parallel quest he appears in, he does. As in these parallel quests, he will actually carry the 10 times Kamehameha instead of the normal blue one that we all know. Also, he loses the Super Spirit Bomb. It is unknown why this was never fixed in-game. Using mods, however, can allow Goku to carry the skill, but it was also like this in the first game, which is weird why it's still in the second game, but it's just one of the many oddities that are actually in this game. It's very interesting to find out a bunch of this information though. Number 17. Did you know that charging the Kamehameha all the way up with Ultra Instinct Goku before DLC 9 would make it so that the camera would not change its current predicament? Well, with the normal Kamehameha, obviously it does. It zooms in behind your character, but with Ultra Instinct Goku, it wouldn't change its current predicament. It was also like this with First Form Cell, because both of these characters use a separate Kamehameha skill unobtainable in normal play. Yes, these two Kamehameha skills actually have their own unique IDs, which is weird, because everyone else just uses the same one, while these two have unique ones, even though they have the same damage output. I guess it makes sense for Cell because of the size difference, but for UI Goku, I'm not entirely sure. But equipping these skills on other characters yields unsightly results. Unfortunately, I have no footage of this. Number 18. Did you know that there is a variation of Goku smiling in 3D? No, I'm not joking. This guy does not function normally, however, due to him obviously being unplayable. His stats are all over the place, along with his super attacks being from one of his early Saiyan Saga variants. By the way, don't stare at him for too long though, as Legend said if you stare long enough, he stares back at you. I'm just joking, but my best guess for this, where this comes from, is from one of the ending cutscenes after you defeat the final boss. At least I hope this is where this comes from, because this would be a terrifying Easter egg to stumble upon. Number 19. We all know Final Form Demigod, right? Well, here's some interesting facts about his appearance in Xenoverse 2. Back before DLC 6 dropped, he was nowhere to be found in the game, except for his voice clips that were taken from Xenoverse 1, and his skills that were taken from Xenoverse 1. Though they don't work in Xenoverse 2, if you tried using them, the game would freeze. But when DLC 6 dropped, his data along with Giru were added to the game, making him a full functioning character. This was obviously due to the Legend Patrol on the Switch version, but when DLC 7 dropped, they completely took all of his data out of the PC version, and made it look like before DLC 6 again. Modders, however, salvaged his data back from DLC 6, and can insert him into the game as if DLC 6 had just dropped. This, I assume, happened because Dimps didn't want PC players having access to the Legend Patrol. Very, very interesting stuff indeed. Number 20. Did you know that when Vegeta has Super Saiyan 2 equipped as an ultimate skill, he actually has a quote for it?
Guess I'm Vegeta 2 now!
This only happens when an ultimate, not when an awakening skill, which is very strange. But this oddity also existed in the first game to my knowledge. But do note though, he doesn't have a portrait when it's used. This is very strange, but it's super, super interesting on the same note. Number 21. Now, this isn't really a Xenoverse 2 fact, but a Xenoverse 1 fact. This does get fixed in Xenoverse 2, however, so I count it. Though this is super obscure, I'm going to bet 99% of the people did not know this existed, but did you know in the parallel quest Earth in Danger, When you get to the final phase with Super Vegeta, Frieza, and Cell, Vegeta actually has the super attack finish breaker equipped on slot 1 and 3. This is impossible to do in normal gameplay unless the attacks share the same name. For example, Gotenks' Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, where one's a super and one's an ultimate, but they can't share the same ID. The finish breakers equipped on Vegeta do share the same ID as each other, however. This issue was first in Xenoverse 1, but when it was ported to Xenoverse 2, it was fixed. This is very obscure, but super interesting.
I'm not done yet. Yeah.
Also, I told you didn't know that existed. Number 22. We all know shirtless Goku from Namek, right? And how he can only go Super Saiyan 1? Well, in the Parallel Quest Parent and Child, he goes Super Saiyan 2 instead. This is impossible to do normally, as his Super Saiyan only caps at 1. With hacks, however, this is possible and functions how you should expect.
This is Super Saiyan 2.
Number 23. Ever noticed how the enemies with transformations in Parallel Quest carry an ultimate skill related to their transformation? This is done because without the ultimate skill, it doesn't show their transform under their portrait. These skills are impossible to obtain, however. This is because these are replaced with awakening skills, but when accessed in-game, they keep the same descriptions as the first game. These descriptions incorrectly state that you have unlimited use of your skills while transformed, but your ki constantly drains. Well, this was obviously the case in the first game. This isn't the case in the second game. These texts are here just because they were copied and pasted from the first game. Lazy coding, but makes sense as these skills are meant to be seen in-game. Though something interesting is the ultimate version of Future Super Saiyan, though does not even have a description. This is obviously because it wasn't in the first game, but still interesting nonetheless. Number 24. Did you know that in Super Kamehameha's description, it states that ultimate attacks use ki? No other ultimate skill does this. Even the start of Full Power Energy Wave Volley doesn't. This would obviously be helpful for a beginner, but you can't obtain Super Kamehameha until way later in the game, and by then you should obviously know how to use ultimate. Heck, even the tutorial tells you how to use ultimate. This was also an issue in the first game that wasn't fixed, though it does seem that Super Kamehameha was meant at one point to be unlocked very early in game, but it must have been changed later on and they never managed to fix the text error, even though this also appeared in Xenoverse 1. Very strange. Number 25. For our final fact of the day, we have expert missions. Yes, expert missions. But something interesting about these expert missions are, did you know that in the game's data, there are a whopping total of 9 unused expert missions? Yeah, 9. Some of these got turned into raids, but some of them didn't, such as the Strongest, which was a fight against Mira, the Battle of Gods, which was a fight against Beerus, and Villainous Character Rush 2, which was, I assume, to be against Villainous characters. Which is actually weird, because you never fight villainous characters inside of extra missions. Only the time breakers you fight. Also, there's no Villainous Character Rush 1, which is even weirder. There are obviously more, but we will save that for another time.